How did I, M40, tell my kids, December 15, 17, that my infidelity is the reason for the divorce? I'm here for genuine advice. Looking especially for advice from people who have been the child in this situation. I know I screwed up. I don't need anyone to tell me again. 2 years ago, my ex-wife, F40, found out I had been cheating with my current GF, F29, and immediately divorced me. We had a very civil split and both agreed not to tell our girls what led to it. A year ago, my GF and I started renting walking distance from my ex-wife. This has muddled our 50-50 custody agreement as my girls sometimes come over while on their moms' week and sometimes go to their moms on my week. They basically come and go as they please from both homes but generally sleep at the custodial parents' house. My GF has recently taken issue with this. She doesn't like that they come over without asking and that we get no kid-free time. She's asked me to enforce a boundary with my girls that they cannot come over on their mom's weeks unless we explicitly invite them. I told her absolutely not. I pay 100% of our living expenses and I'm not going to make my girls feel unwelcome in a house I pay for. She then made the comment that maybe they wouldn't want to come over anymore if they knew what I had done and with who. I've decided it's time for them to know the truth. I can't have this threat hanging over me. How can I do this? What do I say? Do I involve a third party? Should their mom be there? I just don't know how to admit I blew up all our lives for nothing. Has anyone gone through this with their father and came out with an intact relationship? Edit. Just breaking up with my GF is not a solution to this. I'm afraid she will tell them out of spite whether we are together or not. Whether you tell the kids or not, it's time to ditch the girlfriend. She just threatened to ruin your relationship with your daughters because she's jealous of how much time you spend with them. Blew up our lives for nothing. If she's nothing, YTF, are you still with her? One thing not mentioned so far is your ex-wife's wishes and agreement to not say anything. If you're going to blow up her life again, when everything is now civil, I'd suggest you probably first talk it over with her if you're hellbent on doing this or believe your girlfriend is that spiteful to say something. You owe her at least that. Also, please dump your toxic girlfriend. What a poor example for your girls. I see you downgraded quite significantly, lol. Your girlfriend really should have considered the fact she was getting involved with a man with children. What if something happens and you end up with full custody? She can't expect you to live a child-free life. I think if you and their mother are on good terms, you could have a conversation all together. Girlfriend not there. So that one, you and her can answer any questions too. They can be sure it's the true story since both parents are there. 3. You can be sure that your ex-wife is okay with telling them what really happened plus approve of how the conversation goes. Time to choose between the kids or the sex. Your girlfriend doesn't like your kids. She had no qualms breaking up the marriage. If you're still with her when your kids find out, they are going to hate you even more. And if you stay with someone who doesn't like your kids, you're a terrible parent. I think based on what you have posted, it's time to lose the GF. Your GF is deliberately trying to drive a wedge between you and your children. Think about that for a minute. You have chosen a woman who dislikes your kids so much that she is going to try and ruin your relationship with them in the hopes they won't come over as much. This is something that could really damage your kids. And she has zero problem dropping that bomb. Your ex-wife is clearly an amazing person if she is able to co-parent so well with you while you are living with your AP. Talk to her about how she wants to tell the kids. As soon as they know, break up with your GF immediately. Your girlfriend is an atrocious excuse for a human being, and this is not her first or last attempt. to drive a wedge between you and your kids. From someone with a cheating dad who married a stepmom who doesn't allow us to come and go as we please. Put an end to it. They will get over the affair in time. But they will never forget the way your wife made you treat them and the way you allowed this treatment. If you let her make the rules, this will sever your relationship greatly. What parent doesn't let their children come to their house when they want? What a cliche you are. So you're gonna still stay with her? And think your daughters will ever forgive the fact that you're living with her? Ha 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 ha. Wow, this woman is willing to scar your kids BC she doesn't want them around? You really chose the wrong woman. Yikes. Edit. Just breaking up with my GF is not a solution, as she will tell them whether we are together or not. Grow a spine and break up with this manipulative bee that is telling you to your face that she will straight up harm your kids if it means she gets you alone. Jesus Christ. The truth about divorces always comes out. It might be when they're teenagers. It might be when they're adults. I don't think there is huge harm in allowing it to come out organically down the road. I think you have a great setup for WTF happened. Things ended civilly. You live walking distance from your ex. Your children get to see you as they please. They still have a somewhat functional relationship going on between them and their parents. My attention turns onto this wrench of a woman you're with. She sounds crazy toxic. Taking a black male approach and to say your children are not welcome into the home that you pay for in full? Crazy. I'd dump the broad and ensure my relationship with my children remains intact. Your children are young. It's possible when you spill the beans, sides are picked and you lose your children altogether. Permanently. Then you're left with this toxic woman, feeling empty. Obviously sides will be picked at some point. But if you carry a functional relationship with your kids throughout the years and reveal it when they're adults, you might save enough face to keep your kids in your life. Sides will likely be picked harsher and have greater consequences long term if done now, considering how fresh the divorce is. They're going to hate the sight of that woman and never want to see daddy because of her. You're in a toxic relationship at the potential cost of your kids. No way you're that desperate. Come back down to earth, because you're on a track to lose everything if this woman remains in the picture. I wouldn't be shocked if this woman leaves you once she had her fill. You're giving her everything. Soon, there will be nothing left to give. Then she'll jump ship and find someone else. No issue being a homewrecker. Leaves a wake of destruction everywhere she goes. You'll be the next target in time. Then you're single and childless. At least dump this woman and find a better replacement who actually wants you to have your kids in your life. You cheated on the woman who sacrificed her body to have your own children. For a woman who can't even stand them. Your daughters deserve to know the reason you destroyed their family. Tell them the truth, that you didn't love their mother and them enough to keep your D inside your pants. Enjoy the blackmail. It will be the least of your problems. By the ages of your kids, my guess is they already know. Your GF sucks, too. Funny that the mistress is the one asking for boundary. Tell that doormat she's a piece of clown. It's not something that you should dump on your kids BC you feel threatened by the girlfriend. Set the boundary your girlfriend that if the behavior continues she will be the one no longer welcome in your home. Your kids were there before her and they will remain after her if you make their position in your life a priority. So, I have actually been through this. My STBX cheated on me and we had to tell our kids the reason for divorce. This should go without saying, but you need to get rid of the GF. She has proven she is not a safe person to be around your kids. 2. My kids are also teens. Around the same age of your kids. I consulted with my own therapist and the therapist I had lined up for my children in prep for disclosing our divorce and his affairs. Both therapists were in agreement that honesty is a necessity at that age because they will see through lies and lose trust in one or both parents if lied to. I advise you to discuss this with your ex-wife and with a therapist. Your ex-wife should be present, if at all possible, when you disclose to your kids. You should be the one to disclose. Neither you nor your ex-wife should make any excuse at all for the cheating. There should be no comments like, "We were having issues," etc. Anything that puts blame on your ex-wife should not be said. Basically, "This is what I did. It is the reason for the divorce. I am sorry I let you down. This is not your mother's fault. I take full accountability for my choices and I regret that those choices impacted you the way they did." Be prepared to be asked tough questions. Be prepared to answer those tough questions with transparency and honesty. Be prepared that one or all of your kids will yell, scream, cry, suck it up and take it because they have a right to feel however they feel. Make sure you have a therapist lined up for them to see for the coming months and years from the trauma it will leave on them. Don't attempt group therapy with them until they say they want that and are ready for that. Be prepared that one or all of your kids will choose not to speak to you for a period of time and respect that boundary. Do not pressure them to forgive you. They don't have to forgive you just because you're their father, and they may never forgive you. Forgiveness comes on their terms in their own timeline. Just because you are their parent doesn't mean you're entitled to forgiveness. They owe you nothing. Apologize to your ex-wife in front of your kids. And thank your ex-wife every feeing day after you disclose this, because she will be the one picking up the pieces, supporting and guiding the kids in the journey ahead. Because from experience it is excruciating to be the parent that not only has to heal my own trauma inflicted on me from my ex, but to also be the one to help my kids heal the trauma inflicted by their other parent. Question: was it worth it? Looking at the wreckage. Was it worth it? Why in the world would you stay with a woman that would hurt your children for her own selfish reasons? You're going to have to tell your kids no matter what. But why on earth would you stay with someone that has no issues with hurting your kids? Are you serious? Ellipsis. Lol. I'm sorry dude, but I think you have to 86 the girlfriend grimace.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.